Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel for part 2 for the Folio Folder or Traveler's Notebook set that I had shared with you in part 1. And that's more of a detailed look of the Folio Folder, which I will put the link down below for you so you can have a look at it if you've missed out on seeing the video. I have also put together 4 folio kit sets that I will list in my shop as well for you if you're interested in purchasing the folio folder pack that I put together. So again, there's only 4 of those kits that I will have in my shop, and I'll show you what's included at the end of the tutorial for this video. So I'm just going to go right ahead with the tutorial and show you how you can make one of these. So I did create a vellum pocket to place the folio folder in with some lovely black tulle. And if I have time in this video, I'll give you the measurements and how I put the vellum pocket together. Otherwise, I'll give you the measurements and I'll place them down below in the description box with the measurements for the Traveler's Notebook set that I'm going to show you. So I had a lovely time putting this together. Lots of trim, lots of lovely black and colors in this folio folder, and I did use some black lace to use as a closure. So I'm not going to go through the whole booklet. I'm just going to just have a quick flip through. This is a fabric cluster embellishment that I put together, and I made that into a tuck pocket in the front with a tag and placed a pretty beaded stick pin that I had made using some of my glass crystals and glass pearls, which I thought was nice to dress up the folio folder. And then when you open it up, there is a pocket here on the front here for whatever you like to add in there. I made a little booklet of some lace trim samples as well, and then you can just unstaple that and then use these laces for your projects. So that just goes in there. And there's a little envelope here with a little note card piece as well. So that was just a perfect little spot for this little envelope. And when you open it up, there is a little mini pocket folder, which is part of the coordinating set for the folio folder. And I'll just untie that with that. And then inside there are 2 pockets, so you could use that for ephemera or whatever you like, and that's the pocket. And then on this side, I made another closure for a flip page with some crochet string. And then there is a side pocket here where I made a little note booklet. And then you flip that open. There is a pocket. And then another pocket here for other bits and pieces that you may like. This is a little envelope that I made with the envelope punch board. So that is the... Sorry, it's a bit all over the place. This is the Traveler's Notebook folder. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to make this just using one piece of 12 by 12 paper. So just grab all my papers. Sorry, not paper. So I'm just going to use a single-sided paper for this tutorial, just so you could see, just by using some of my scrap papers. So again, this is a 12 by 12 paper. We are going to make one cut. So you place your paper through, and we're going to line the edge at the 5 inch mark, and we are going to just cut that out. So we're going to bring this piece and leave that to the side. We're going to work on the larger piece here, and that will be our folio folder or your Traveler's Notebook cover. Going to grab my scoreboard, and I'm sorry the scoreboard is in a funny angle. Now if you're using double-sided paper, you just decide which part you want your cover. So in this case, this will be my cover. I'm going to face it down. I'm just going to grab my scoring tool, and we are going to line it on the 12-inch side, and we are going to score at 1 inch, 5.5 inches, 10 1/4 of an inch, or 10 1/4. So the measurements was 1 inch, 5.5 inches, 10 1/4 of an inch. We're going to turn this around to the 7-inch side, and we're going to score at 5.5 inches. Okay, so we can do that, and then we're just going to make a couple of cuts. Okay. So what we're going to do here, we are going to cut along this score line all along until we get to the 5.5 inch mark, and we're going to remove that piece. So I'm just going to cut this out. You can use your paper trimmer if you like. I'm just going to cut up along here. I'm just going to remove that piece out, and we're going to put this to the side as well, and then we're just going to come along to this panel, and we are just going to angle cut this side just a little bit. Okay, so that's what you want to have it looking like that. And then this little piece here, we are going to cut along here up to that score line, and then we're just going to come back to the left a little bit. We are also just going to cut off a little tiny piece off that, and I'll show you where you want to cut it, so just a little bit, and I'll show you why. So when you fold this up, this will be the pocket, so then you just want that cut piece to be just cut just beside that score line. So you can see it's just beside the score line. It's just so that this part here can fold over easily, which I'll do now. So you want to then fold this over, and then this little piece here, we're going to fold that up, and then that's what you want to do. So if this doesn't close a bit, you can just trim off a little bit more if you're finding it's not closing really well. So now I'm just going to fold that over, just press them all down. Okay, so there we have this part, and then we're going to come along to this piece here. We're going to fold this in along there, and then we're going to fold this over onto that score line. So this will now create your cover, and then that will close up, and then you can see that it doesn't line up here, which is what we want it to do. So when you open it up, that's what you'll have, which I'll just show you in this folder. So when you open it up, you're going to have this piece, that's this part here that opens up, and we'll work on the flip page in a second. And then this piece here is going to be this part here for your little booklet, and then when you open it up that way, that's the pocket. So now what we'll do a bit of assembling. Well, actually, before we do that, let's make the flip page. I'm just going to move this to the side again. We're going to grab this piece. You need to get your cutter again and paper trimmer. And we are going to we're going to line your paper on the 5.5 inch mark, and we're going to cut that out. And then this piece here, which is the longer piece, we'll put that to the side, and we'll grab this shorter piece, and then we're going to do some scoring again. I've got my smaller scoreboard, and it doesn't matter which side you want to have this. We are going to make 2 score lines. We're going to score at 1 1/4 inch on both sides. So I'm just going to turn this over and do the same 1 1/4 inch. And what we do here, we are going to bring one side over and fold that, and then this part here, we're going to fold that back. So now you'll have your paper looking like this. We're going to bring the folder cover over now, and you can just decide which way you want your pocket. Let me just show you this part here. You can decide which side you want your pocket facing if you've got double printed paper. So in this case, I'm just going to place one like that, and then this becomes the pocket page. So all I'm going to do here, we are going to grab that little piece of paper here that was cut out before. You'll see you'll have one piece here with the little score line. I'm going to cut that at that score line, put that to the side. I'm going to just fold this over and cut that in half. And then I'm going to fold this over again in half, and also with this one. I'm going to create like just a little, just to make the pocket expand out a little bit, and I'm not wasting any of the paper. So what I'm going to do, so this is the part that I'm going to adhere this. Now before you do any adhering, if you want to add your trims like I have here, or along here, you want to do all your trims first and add them wherever you like along the edges of your paper before we adhere it. So just thought I'd let you know beforehand so you don't forget. All right, so I'm going to use this as my side pocket. I'm going to grab some glue and place one of these each on each end. So that's going to go there. So I'm just going to place that along the edge with the folded bit inside, and do the same to the other side. You're not going to see this either, so it doesn't matter which way your print goes, as long as you've got the folded part in and the part that's folded on the outside. Okay, so that is how you want it to look, and I'm just going to trim off the little excess piece out. Okay, so now I can add some glue along these two pieces and along the bottom here. Just open this up. And you want to place this piece or this folded part, bring that in, and you want to place it along the beside that fold line. And let me just better point this out. Sorry, I'll keep forgetting one extra step. Let's just put this to the side for 1 second. So sorry. If you notice here, I added some elastic here, and if you'll see up the top here, I added some extra reinforcing so that the elastic won't rip through the paper. If you wanted to add this elastic to the folder, let me see if I've got some extra pieces of paper to show you how to do that. All right, let me see. So all I've done, if you don't have one of these sort of reinforcement hole shape punches, just grab a small circle punch if you have. I'm just going to cut 2 of these out. So I'll just show you this step in case you wanted to do this. I'm going to put a bit of glue, just placing it sort of about there near the fold line. Okay, just like that. I'm just going to let that dry for a second, because then we can place this folder in there. So once that's sort of set, I'm going to actually punch the hole now. And what I'm going to do, I want to punch only half, just half, or not even half, just a little divot beside the fold line, just like that. You can see that. And then the same onto this side. So I'm just going to, it's going to be a little bit awkward to do, but you just want a little little divot. Oh, lost the, let me just, okay, just like that. Now you can see that it's just beside the fold line, not sort of in there. Just, let me just show you. When you close it up, you're going to see that that's where the little circles are. It will just help the reinforcement so that you don't tear your paper. So now I'm going to grab this piece again, and now we can place this. I think my glue may have dried up. Just reapplying a bit more glue. And now I can line this up and place it in the middle of this fold line. Sorry, beside the fold line. Bring those little okay, that should do it. And I'll press these down. And then I've got myself my side pocket. I have a flap pocket page, and then I'm able to close this side. And I've already done my little divots for the elastic. So now I've got this piece. I'm just going to apply some glue to the top and bottom for my side pocket. So that's done there. And then I'll do the same over here. Open this up and add glue to these two ends. That will create my little pocket for that little booklet that I'd made. And then I'm going to open this up. So this part here, you can have the option. I have here just one tuck pocket here. You could use that extra piece of paper that was cut out from the first piece that we had cut, that little section for the side pocket here. You can have this piece and you can create another layered pocket, which means you can have a pocket here in the front, and then you can also have another pocket on the back there, so you can make a double pocket here. So this little piece here is a fun little extra piece that you could do what you like with it. You can add a pocket here. You could also do the same here and place it here before you adhere that down. You can have a pocket there and a pocket there. You could also create a little flap. Before you adhere this piece, you can just fold this little piece over like this, for example. Let's just say you add a bit of glue here and you tuck that in here before you adhere it, and then you've got yourself a little flat piece, and then fold this over this way to create another little interactive tiny little pocket, and then you just add a bit of glue along here and along there, and then you've got another little flat piece. So this is just a little extra piece that you could do so much with it. You could also use this to create the little tabs that I have here and here, which I'm going to do. I'm going to use these for the little tabs just so you can see how it's made. But that's just a few options. So I'm just going to close this single pocket over. So it's the same as my folio. All I do is just place a little bit of glue there and just sew that up, leaving this side open. And again, make sure if you want to add some trim, add your trim first before you close your pocket. So that part is all done. That's pretty much all there is to creating this lovely cute little file folder. So with this piece, you can, I'm just going to add, I'll just freehand cut this one just so you can see what I've done here. So all I've done was I punched out a hole here using my hole punch. And again, I did add some extra reinforcing by adding extra paper to it so that it doesn't tear along the paper. And I'm just going to grab this piece. So I'm just going to cut this just so you can see how I've done it. Let me just angle cut this quickly. And I'm just going to place that along here. Before I do that, I'll punch a hole as well here. Add some glue. And then I'm just going to place that about there, and lining that up with the same hole. Just making sure that's straight on this side. You can also double layer this paper as well if you don't want to see the white bit. Just make 2 of those and just back to back and glue them. So that part is done, and then you just add your trim to close this up. Then you have your pocket here, which is the same as this part here. And then you can add and cut out another piece from here to create one of these little decorative tabs here if you like. So that part is done for your folder. And now just to create that little booklet. So that's all done there. Now to create the little booklet like this one here, the double pocket, let's just quickly make that so that you'll have your set complete. And in case you also want to make a smaller size, I'm just going to line that paper again, and we're just going to score at 1/2 inch and 6 inches, and then turn it around whichever way you want to turn your paper. On the 5-inch side, 1 1/4 inches. So there are 3 score lines. And I'm just going to fold this in half. And then do that. I'm just looking at the time. If I don't have enough time to show you the kit, I'll have to show you in part 3, which I think I'm going to have to do. So, and then here we're just going to cut along there. And along here, just like that. Remove these 2 little pieces. I have done a few of these videos before showing similar folders, different sizes. So that's that, and then we're just going to fold this side in, fold that side in, fold these up, come around these corners first. And then just bring them up. And I'm just going to glue the sides down. So that is the little folder that you can then place inside your pocket in there, and that's all done there. Now to create the little to create the elastic, I'm just going to grab some elastic. I've got some elastic here. I think this is the 1 mil or 2 mil thickness. Doesn't really matter what thickness you have. And then I'm just going to wrap it around, cut the length of that off, and then just tie a double knot. And you can see that's already sitting inside the little divot that we made the little hole. And it shouldn't tear your paper now once you've created that, because you've added some extra paper to it. So that is how I make my traveler's notebook, and then you can add other bits and pieces of other folders in there, booklets, and then you can decorate the front, and that is your elastic all complete. So I might have to do part 3. I do apologize to show you the kit, which is this one, and seeing that I will do another video, I'll do the measurement for the vellum pocket as well for you, because I really would love to show you the traveler's notebook kit that I'm going to list in my shop. So let me just put all this together. So I will do part 3 with the measurements for the pocket as well. So I do apologize for that. I thought I'd have more time, but I don't get enough time with my camera. So I'll be back with part 3, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you have a go and make one of these yourself, and I'll see you shortly. Bye for now.